Hi everyone, my name is Kathleen Deggelman. I am a retired real estate agent and a recovered real estate investor. A few years ago I owned lots of properties all over the United States, and at that time none of them were positively cash flowing. In fact, they were creating negative cash flow. The year was 2006 and I could see the writing on the wall for the economy. I knew I was in trouble, and I knew that I needed to create another stream of income fast. And at that time, I was just about to spend $75,000 plus on a franchise, and then I was introduced to the world of network marketing. To say that network marketing has changed all areas of my life would be an understatement. I've now been in the industry for over 7 years. I've made millions of dollars, and I'm very excited about my future with Jeunesse Global, and I'm also very excited to help a lot of other people create financial freedom. Today what I'm going to do is to share with you how to handle objections, those pesky questions that sometimes people ask us that can throw us, and the good news is this is a skill that you can learn. So let's get started. First, I just want to say that with Jeunesse, we're sharing products that absolutely will help people to live longer, to live younger, and to get results that will last. And why do we want to do that? Because in our economy, it is absolutely booming. Jeunesse is off the charts. I was actually just at the headquarters a few days ago. We're on track to do probably over 250 million plus this year. Well, our 4th anniversary is just coming up, and that's 100% increase over last year. So along the way, what happens is we get thrown some questions sometimes that throw us. And as I just said earlier, handling objections is absolutely a skill that you can learn. And basically there's 2 categories of objections. There's the objections that are all about our limiting belief in ourselves, and we're not sure that we can do this type of business. And then the other type of objection is there's a limiting belief in the industry of network marketing, and those type of objections have to do with people's concerns or fears whether network marketing is for them. So you absolutely can overcome these objections, and when you do, you can achieve success. And I am actually going to maximize the screen so you can see now. So what is our goal? There's 2 things. We want to educate people, and we want to help people understand what this is all about. That's it. And one of the most important things is not to be attached to the outcome. When we're attached to the outcome, we pressure people. We put too much emphasis on this one person. If you're not attached to the outcome, it's actually a better way to go through life, not just network marketing. But we're here to help the people that we share our opportunity with to see what their blind spots might be, and how we respond is very, very important. So how important is empathy? If we're defensive or we become offensive, we are going to turn the people that we're talking to off. We need to let them know that they are just like we are. And how we do that is by sharing our story of how we overcame our objections and fears. This is going to help us to be relatable, and your story or other people's stories that you share with your new prospect, that is going to help you more than anything. And you absolutely do want to use other people's stories too. And also remember the concept of feel, felt, found, which I'll explain in just a moment. So the first type of objection has to do with our limiting beliefs in ourselves. And so when somebody says to you they aren't sure if this will work for them, and they say things like, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I'm not a salesperson, I don't know anyone, all of those questions, all of those comments have to do with that person's belief that they don't know that they could do this. They don't know if they would be any good at this. So first off, let's talk about what not to do. The first thing you want to not do is don't make them feel bad. So sometimes people will teach you to kind of come at people in what I consider to be a little bit of a harsh way. If somebody says, I don't have any time or I don't have any money, what you don't want to do is say something like, well, how long are you going to live with that situation? Ask yourself, would that make you feel good or bad to hear that? It's probably not going to make you feel very good. And our intention is that when someone spends time with us, that they feel good, not that they feel bad about themselves. It's much better to relate to them and tell them your story. So how do you relate to them? How do we relate to them? So if someone says to you, I don't have any money, tell them your story. Say, I had the same concern, and maybe you didn't have the same concern. That's when you'd want to bring in your friend's story, your friend that had the same concern. But let's assume that you did have that same concern. You weren't sure if you had the money, or maybe it wasn't the right time for you to spend the money. So tell them your story. Let them be able to relate to you. Say, I had the same concern. And what I realized that I was just tired of feeling that way. I was tired of feeling that I couldn't afford something, and I wanted more out of life. So I found a way, and I'm so happy with the decision. And let me ask you a question. If you really thought there was a way for you to take control of your finances, do you think you could find a way to make that happen? Isn't that a much better way to provoke some thought in someone as opposed to putting them on the defensive? So the concept is you tell them that you are the same. You empathize with them. You don't want to put someone down, or you definitely don't want to get defensive, and you don't want to put them in a position where they're feeling defensive. So you do want to share from your heart your pain and your concerns, and that you found a way to solve it. And you absolutely can use another person's story too. And what's great about our business model is along the way, through your own teammates, through the team that you're a part of, the people you bring into the business, the people they bring into the business, the stories that you'll hear from the stage at the larger events, you're going to be collecting other people's stories all along the way. So let's say when you meet a contractor and you just heard somebody share at one of the events or on one of the leadership calls, a contractor shared his story and how he is building a great business. You get to use that as one of the ways to become more relatable to someone. The second type of objection has to do with the limiting beliefs in network marketing. And so all of those questions like, is this a pyramid? Is this one of those schemes? I don't want to pester my friends. Is this MLM? How much are you making? Those are all questions that have to do with they're not sure if the business model of network marketing is for them. And it's their doubts and their fears and their concerns or any past history that they've had about our industry. So this again is what not to do. Don't go crazy on them. This is not the time to get defensive. Take a moment and say, yes, it is network marketing. Have you been involved with network marketing before? And then let them tell you their story. It opens them up and it gives you a chance to ask more questions. So you absolutely want to hear their story, especially if they say their objection with emotion, because that is probably an indication that they personally have had experience with network marketing before. So you want to listen to their story and then ask, what do you think was the reason you didn't succeed? Listen to the answer and then ask, do you feel like you gave it a fair shot? Maybe your timing was just off. It's not necessary that you say these exact same things. You want to get the concept. The concept is to hear their story, to listen with empathy, and then suggest that maybe it was that particular business, or it was a time in their life where it wasn't the right thing for them, and that this is something that they really might want to look at. You want to hear their story, you want to be friendly, and you want to ask more questions. And here's the feel, felt, found principle. This is a great tool in your toolbox. When somebody says, is this one of those pyramids? And if you're new in the business, that's a question that you really most of us really don't like to hear. But let's say you're new in the business and someone says, is this one of those pyramids? Remember the feel, felt, found principle. This is how it works. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And what I found out is pyramids are illegal and I wouldn't have anything to do with that. Doesn't that sound better? And what if somebody says, I don't want to pester my friends? You can say, if you really believed in a product, would you want to tell your friends about something great? What if I could show you a way to share this so it didn't feel like a sales pitch? Most people, when you come back with that question, they're interested. If you can help them to feel like they're not bothering their friends and that they're not pitching something, most people are more open to hearing what's next. And last but not least, this is a question that, especially if you're new in the business or haven't been doing it for very long, can really scare us, is the question, how much money are you making now? Now, if you're making some money, it feels great to answer this. But if you aren't, you tell them you're just getting started. If you're new, the way that you answer how much money are you making, you say, I'm just getting started. And if you've been doing it for a while, then you could say, well, I'm working this part-time and I'm very excited for the future. And a little bit more about regarding the money. You can also tell your story to date and how you're working with people who are making money, and that success leaves clues, and that you love that you finally have a mentor to help you become successful with this. So again, I just want to emphasize that you tell your story, where you are to date, be truthful, and that you love that you're finally getting to work with people who have been successful in this industry, and that you're very much looking forward. One thing that I always like to do is if I'm talking to someone new in person, I've got the rank charts in front of me. You can highlight where you are now and where you're going to be by what date. And it's not necessarily important what the rank is or what the date is. What's important is your conviction and your enthusiasm and your belief that you're going to get there. And what you want people to realize is that you are going to do this, and you'd love to do it with them, but you're still going to do it even if it's not with them. And the best news about all this is when you feel comfortable with these questions, that's all there is, just this handful. You're going to hear the same ones over and over. So get really good at answering these. Get comfortable with the concept. And remember, we're looking for people who are open, and our goal is to educate and to help people understand what this is all about. Remember not to be attached to the outcome. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.